Disappointing update for Rhea Ripley's WWE fans, reports. There is reportedly some disappointing news for Rhea Ripley fans heading into SummerSlam 2025. The Eradicator headlined the Evolution 2025 PLE alongside Io Sky in what was a highly praised match for the Women's World Championship that ended with Naomi cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase. With Rhea Ripley coming off a classic match and being positioned as a top star, fans would have liked to see her triple threat match at SummerSlam against Sky and Naomi headline one of the nights of the premium live event. However, reportedly, WWE's plan for the main events of its first ever two-night SummerSlam has been revealed, and it allegedly doesn't feature the Nightmare. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, the street fight between John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship is set to headline Night 2 of SummerSlam, while CM Punk vs. Gunther for the World Heavyweight title will main event Night 1. Speaking on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer confirmed that this was still the plan. He did note that this update was from a late June lineup he had come across and that plans could have changed since then. Rhea Ripley came to the aid of Io Sky on this week's WWE Raw. This week's edition of Monday Night Raw saw Io Sky face Stephanie Vaquer in a one-on-one match. However, their match was interrupted by the Secret Hervice, as Piper Niven and Alba Fire made their way to the ring to attack the Dark Angel. Chelsea Green then blindsided Vaquer, leading to a DQ finish to the match. However, Sky and La Primera soon gained the upper hand. But as they stood in the ring, Naomi attacked the babyfaces from behind. Just then, Rhea Ripley made her way to the ring. Ripley took care of Niven and Fire before she slammed Naomi into the mat and then hit a riptide on Chelsea. The segment ended with Mommy, Io, and Stephanie standing tall in the ring. Rhea Ripley and CM Punk on WWE's partnership with Netflix, It's Been Wild. Rhea Ripley will be in action at SummerSlam 2025 for the WWE Women's World Championship match against Naomi and Io Sky. Meanwhile, CM Punk is slated to lock horns with Gunther for the World Heavyweight title, ahead of the premium live event. Both Ripley and Punk recently sat for an interview with India Today portal. During the conversation, they opened up about how it has been in WWE in collaboration with Netflix. The Eradicator noted the immense positive publicity WWE gained through its deal with Netflix. She pointed out that many new viewers started watching because of Netflix's convenience. Ripley said, "It's been wild. I feel like the publicity that WWE has gotten just from partnering with Netflix has been so beneficial for not only the company but all of us. To see the amount of people that have started watching WWE just because we are on Netflix. It's obviously easier, it's right there, a lot of people just go, I don't know, I've never checked it out, so they just click on it, they watch it." Rhea Ripley found it awesome to see fresh eyes on the WWE product and hear the new fans' excitement. The former Women's World Champion truly valued this partnership. She added, "It's just like welcoming new people in and it is just awesome to me. I love when new eyes start watching the product and you hear the excitement that they get by watching it first off, and I love this partnership." CM Punk comments on Indian market after WWE's deal with Netflix. The Second City Saint reflected on WWE's long history on traditional television, which fostered an assumption among talent that the company had achieved maximum exposure. CM Punk acknowledged that the new Netflix partnership revealed a far greater potential for global expansion and increased accessibility. He said, "Yeah, I think WWE wrestling has been on cable and network television for 30 to 40 years. So you, as a superstar, almost take it for granted. Like this is as big as it's gonna get, and then Netflix comes around and you realize like, oh, this is getting so much bigger and now it's like so much more global in areas that couldn't access us before." CM Punk highlighted India as a key market where Netflix's mobile accessibility could significantly expand their viewership. The former added, "I think India might be a pretty big market. Everybody's got Netflix on their phones, so I feel like we are now even somehow more accessible and more available to people worldwide, and that's very exciting." WWE News Roundup, four-time champion won't wrestle again. Rhea Ripley responds to Nia Jax. Braun Strowman shares impressive statistic. Welcome to the July 22nd edition of Sportskeeda Wrestling's WWE News Roundup. In today's edition, we will look at topics around Nia Jax and Braun Strowman, among others. Also, a major name has made it clear that he is done with in-ring action and won't be returning to the squared circle. Let's check it out along with last night's Raw results. WWE Raw results. We are less than 2 weeks away from the first ever two-night SummerSlam. The build-up for the same continued on the Red brand, where Gunther came face-to-face with CM Punk. Roman Reigns also confronted Paul Heyman and his faction, while Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky got the better of Naomi and Secret Hervice. Braun Strowman shares an impressive statistic. While Braun Strowman may not be with WWE anymore, the monster of all monsters was once a prominent part of the company. The former Universal Champion recently highlighted an impressive stat from Elimination Chamber 2019, where he wrestled Baron Corbin in a no disqualification match. Strowman boasted the event's success, as WWE sold 10,297 tickets for the show and generated nearly $823,000 in revenue. Rhea Ripley involved in a hilarious exchange with Nia Jax. Rhea Ripley teamed up with Io Sky at last weekend's live events to take on Naomi and Nia Jax. During one of the shows, Mommy pinned the irresistible force in her signature pretzel style, which led the latter to announce that she would be getting a pregnancy test done. The former women's world champion responded to the same with a hand-on-face smiling emoticon, acknowledging her co-worker's humor. WWE Hall of Famer confirms he won't wrestle again. It has been the year of comebacks in WWE as John Cena, Goldberg, Trish Stratus, and Nikki Bella made their in-ring returns. However, Hall of Famer Kevin Nash made it clear that he won't be joining the list as he is done with in-ring action. Nobody ever asked me about retirement match. I'll say no. No, I wouldn't even get in the ring. Once you're done, I'm not getting back in the ring. I posted something the other day of me lifting weights, and somebody said, "Looks like you got another one." Dude, doing 8 reps with a couple of 100 pounds on, it's not getting in the ring, he said. Nash was a major name in the pro wrestling world during the 90s and early 2000s. He returned to the global juggernaut for a brief run in 2011, during which he had a feud with CM Punk and Triple H. New WWE Rhea Ripley faction with 2 male stars teased. Rhea Ripley was once part of the Judgment Day during one of its most dominant phases. Eventually, she and her terror twin, Damian Priest, got booted out of the faction. Months prior, honorary member R-Truth had suffered the same fate. Priest had openly admitted at that time, breaking character, that he loved collaborating with Truth and that he would love to tag with the veteran at some point. The 53-year-old now has an idea, which also involves the former women's world champion. R-Truth believes himself, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley should become the Terror Triplets. In an interview on the Wrestling Classic, the host Justin Dillon asked R-Truth if the veteran felt the need to go talk to Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley about their inability to ascertain where things were heading as he suffered the same fate mere months before them. Truth responded with a resounding no, stating that there was no rhyme or reason to dwell in the past. However, he was interested in revisiting the rapport he shared with his former stablemates. "You never look back, dog. You can't go forward if you look back. Imagine me, Damian, and Rhea now. That's what you look forward to. Host, the Terror Triplets. Yes, I like that. 3 T's, R-Truth said. After R-Truth got booted out, he and his former tag team partner, The Miz, reunited and defeated Priest and Finn Balor at WrestleMania XL, taking away the Judgment Day's tag titles. As for Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, they were betrayed by the Prince and Dominic Mysterio, respectively, at SummerSlam 2024. R-Truth's run in the Judgment Day was not only singled out by Priest, but also by Balor, who credited Truth for revitalizing the group. Could the 53-year-old veteran and the former world champions reunite and roll back the clock? Only time will tell. Ron Killings, Imagine Me, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley now, the Terror Triplets. Ron Killings discusses possibly reuniting with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Ron Killings discusses possibly reuniting with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. While Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley were members of the Judgment Day, Ron Killings, R-Truth, would end up constantly working with the faction, repeatedly attempting to join. Following Priest leaving the faction, he would apologize to Killings for the things he did to let him know he wasn't in the faction. However, it is water under the bridge for Ron, who still thinks the trio could reunite. While speaking to the Wrestling Classic in a new interview, Killings was asked if he ever points out to Priest or Ripley that he told him so regarding the Judgment Day kicking them out of the stable. Ron also talked about a possible name for the trio, including the Terror Triplets.